Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Welcome. Thank you.
Let me give you 9 topics in paper 2, section B, which you need to revise. I'm going to do some of these topics which I found in section A of paper 2, so you can follow. After you have followed this video, you go and revise for yourself for the remaining parts. So I want to give you vector 2, which is from rework, vector 2, sequence and series from 3 work, formula and variation from 3 work, statistics 2 from 4 work, 3-dimension geometry, that is from 4 work, commercial arithmetic from 3 work, trigonometry 3 from 4 work, the one we are going to draw these curves that goes like this, the curves, then longitudes and latitude from 4 work, finally integration from 4 work. So those are my topics that I feel that you will find in section 2, paper 2, math section B, paper 2, mathematics. So follow this video. I'm going to follow, and then you can practice by doing them at your own time.
Simplify, leaving your answer in the form of this. This is surds. How do you, so we look for the conjugate of the denominator and multiply the numerator and the denominator. So we started there. So this is 1 over 3.3 plus root 2 times the conjugate. The conjugate of this is 3 minus root 2 times 3 minus root 2. That is the conjugate. So the numerator, we are going to have 3 minus root 2 as the numerator over the denominator. The denominator, this is a difference of two squares, right? So this means take the first letter, the first term, that is 3, you square that, then subtract the square of the second. So the answer is going to be 3 minus root 2 over, this is 9 minus, when you square the square root disappears, so we have 2. So this is 3 minus root 2 over 7, right? So this answer is okay because that is it. But if you want to write it in this form, we will have 3 over 7 minus 1 over 7 root 2. Even in this way, is still okay. These and these are fine. Of the formula, make t the subject of the formula. So first I need to remove the cube root. How do you remove the cube root? You cube both sides. So we have 3. This cube and the cube root will cancel out. We will remain with s minus t square. We want to make t the subject, so definitely we will bring s to this right side, to the left side. W cube minus s is equal to minus t squared. Or you can bring this on this side and this on this side. So now we can continue with what we have. So remember, we want t. So how do we get t? We want t to be positive, therefore we divide by -1. That's one way. We divide by -1. So the t is going to be positive. We want t to be positive. So -1 will make w negative. It will change this sign here to be plus s. So this is the same as t square is equal to s minus w cube. It is the same. This and this are the same. S is positive, w is negative. So to find t, you find the square root for both sides. So t is equal to plus or minus s minus w cube. By completing the square method, solve the value of x here by using the completing square method. So first rearrange this to be in the form of ax plus bx plus c equal to 0. So rearrange, this is 2x square minus x, ex ikifuka itafuka pande iko negative, and take this to the other side, or minus 6 equal to 0. Take this here, 2x square minus x is equal to 6. So when you are using this method, is completing square, you must ensure that the constant c is on the right side. And the coefficient of x square is always 1. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So we have x square minus a half x is equal to 3. Now from here, we start solving it. So you remember b over 2 square. So this is b. Our b is a half. Our b is a half. So our b is a half. So a half divided by 2, then squared. So that we will have x square minus 1 over 2 times 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2 times 2, right? So this is a quarter. We are going to add a quarter here and do it on the right. We add here and we add on both sides, 1 over 4, the square of that. We have squared b over 2 squared. B is a half. A half over 2 is a quarter. I hope you are getting what I'm doing. Now, once you have done that, we will have x square minus, this one is going to be 1 over 4, that is 1 over 16. Or 1 over 4 square is equal to 3 plus 1 over 16. Now this is a square and it's a square. We take 1 square, that is x minus 1 over 4. Everything square is equal to, when you add this one, you will get 49 over 16. 49 over 16. Now we need the value of x. We square root both sides. When we square root this side and this side, we will remain with x minus 1 over 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 49 over 16. Then x minus is equal to, we can take this one to this side, 1 over 4 plus or minus square root, that is 7 over 4. X is equal to, you add and then subtract. X is equal to either 1.5 negative or 2. Francis bought a vehicle for this. After 3 years, he sold the vehicle at Kenya shilling. This determines the rate of depreciation per annum, correct to 1 decimal place after 3 years. So I will give you the answer direct because of time. Amount is equal to this. If it is a depreciation, we subtract. Then this is the amount and the principal. We are looking for R. So we divide by this. We divide by, we get 0. That is equal to this. So to get R, to remove this cube root here, you find you cube here, you cube root both sides. You cube root here, you cube root here. So when you cube root here, you get the answer as this. When you cube root this side, this remains. From here, you like terms together, you have negative this is equal to negative this. And finally, you get R as the answer. Solve for x. Log x minus 1 is equal log 12 minus log x minus that. So let me take you very fast. This is how you go about that. Log x minus 1 plus log x minus 2 is equal to log 2. So I have taken this log to this side, this one to this side. So log is common, so take one log into x minus 1 times x minus 2, because addition means multiplication in logarithms, is equal to log this. So log and log are the same, it cancels out. We have this, when you multiply this times this, you will get this is equal to, so it forms a quadratic equation. So you solve that quadratic equation using the quadratic formula, and you get the value of x as 5 and negative 2, right? Let me also take you very fast here. This triangle PQR is circumscribed in a circle as shown. Calculate the circumference of the circle, circumference. So before you calculate the circumference, you need the radius. And to get the radius, you use the sine rule. So the sine rule will work. A over sine Q is equal to R, we know that. So 6.6 divided by sine 60 is equal to R. So our R is here. But we know circumference is equal to pi d. So 22 over 7 times the diameter. And that is our circumference. Thank you for now. Bye. Emergent blends 350 kilograms of tea costing Kenya shillings 84 per kilogram with 140 kg of tea costing Kenya shilling 105 per kilogram. At what price he must sell the mixture to gain 25%? So that is 350 times 84 plus 140 times 105. Divided by the total ratio, which is 350, 140. And the answer is 90. So this mixture was sold Kenya shillings 90. At what price will the mixture be sold to gain 25%? So you can say 100% is equal to 90 shillings. 125% will cost how much? That one will be 112.5 shillings. Expand this in ascending power of x up and including x raised to power 3. So here we start by the first term, 1 raised to power 8, the second term 2x raised to power 0 plus 1 raised to power 7, the second term 2x raised to power 1 plus 1 raised to power 6, the second term x raised to power 2, 1 raised to power 5, 2x raised to power 3. So we stop there because we were told up to this when x is to power 3. That's where we stop. Always remember the first term we start with the given power, the second term will start from 0. The first term will be decreasing as the second term will be increasing to the right. So this is actually 8, this is 1, any number raised to power 0 is 1 plus 2x plus this is 4x squared, 4x squared plus this is 8x cubed. Now remember to put the coefficients is 1. The coefficient is 1, 8, 28, 56. The coefficients of 8. So this is 1 plus 16x plus 112x squared plus 448x cubed. So that is our expansion. Now let's use this expansion to evaluate this. First we need to get a value of x. Equate this and this. 1.1 plus 2x raised to power 8 is equal to 1.02 raised to power 8. Ignore the powers. 1 plus 2x is equal to 1.02. Like terms together. 2x is equal to 1.02 minus 1. 2x is equal to 0.02. Divided by 2 both sides. So x equal to 0.01. Now anywhere in our expansion where you have x, you substitute with this value. 1 plus 16 into x, which is 0.01 cross plus 112 into 0.01 squared plus 448 into 0.01 cube. So this is 1 plus 0.16 using your calculator. So when you add this here, you get 1.17168848. But from the instructions, you were supposed to give the answer to 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. This one increase this. So the answer is 1.172. So you need to follow instructions. Otherwise, you will lose 1 mark for not following given instructions. After you have done that, you can easily make a mistake, but you can confirm using a calculator. Let's confirm this. 1.02 raised to power 8. You can see that the answer is 1.17. When we round this, it will be exactly our answer. So it is important that you check with a calculator after you have finished to ensure that you are sure you get the marks. Use completing the square method to solve this. So when using the completing square method, first remember, make sure the value of x square is equal to the coefficient of x square is 1. Take this to the other side. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So x square plus 8 over 3x equal to 2. So that is the expression that you need to work on. First, make sure you remove this 3 here, or if any number which is in front of the x square, make sure the coefficient remains 1. And the constant c is always taken to the right side. Having done this, you need to remember b over 2 square is equal to c. Remember that? So we need to make this one in this form. Our b is equal to 8/2, 3. That is our b. So if this is b, we are supposed to divide by b/2. So we divide by over 2. So finally, if we divide by this by 2, we are going to get 8/6. You see that? This is our b. 8/3 is b. But b is divided by 2. So if we divide by 8/2/3, 8/3 divided by 2, we get 8/6. So that is our b/2. Then we need to square using this. So this is 2 goes here, 4, 2 goes here, 3. Square. Now let's put this expression this way. So x squared plus 4/3 square is equal to 2. Now you add this to this side. The square of 4 is 16. The square of 3 is 9. Let's combine this and this. Both of them have a square, so we can take x plus 4/3, then put a square here because each of them has got a square. The square is the common factor here, which is equal to 2 plus 16/9. Use your calculator, you will get it is 34/9. Now, since we want the value of x, we square root both sides, this and this side, so that we remove this square here. So x plus 4/3 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 34/9. To get the value of x, we square root both sides. So if you square root here, the square disappears, and this is a square root. So having done that, now find the square root of this. We are going to have x is equal to, take this to the other side, minus 4/3 plus or minus the square root of 34/9. Use your calculator. You will get that it is 1.9437. So x will be equal to, let's go to the positive side, negative 4/3 plus 1.9437. The answer is going to be 0.6103 to 3 significant figures. 3 significant figure, 1, 2, 3. So you remove this. Remember to follow instructions. 3 significant figure, it is 1, 2, 3. This number 0 here is now significant. Or negative side is negative this minus this. The answer is going to be negative 3.28. 3 significant figure. 1, 2, 3. I have rounded off to 3 significant figures. 1, 2, 3. A tailor approximated the material which was this as this. Find the percentage error. So if you approximate, actually 1/7, 1 divided by 7, the answer is not 1.4. The answer is 0.142, whatever it is. Now this tailor truncated 1/7 as 0 this day, so there is an error. So let's get the absolute error first. The absolute error. So 0.14 is actually the same as 14/100. So absolute error is equal to the 1/7, the original, minus truncated 14/100. And that one gives us 1/350 using your calculator. So that is the absolute error. But we know that percentage error is equal to absolute error. You divide by the actual times 100. So our percentage error will be equal to absolute, which is 1 over 350. You divide by the original, which is 1 over 7, then times 100. You can put it in decimal places or this way. So this is the same as, you know, fractions, how we divide. It is 1 over 350 times the reciprocal of this, 7 over 1, then times 100. And you find that that one is 2%. So the error is 2%. On the grid provided below, draw the circle whose equation is this. For you to draw a circle, you need a center, you need the center, and you need the radius. So first you need to get this. This is an equation of a circle, which is in the form of x minus a square plus. So we need to write this equation in this form. X, b, that is y, minus b square is equal to r squared. So once we write it, we are able to write this one. A, b is the center, and r is the radius. So this is what we are looking for that. We use completing square method to find these equations. So let's start. Rearrange. This is 2x square plus 8x plus 2y squared. So the constant, take it to the right, which would be equal to 10. Always make sure the coefficient of the power square is 1. So divide by 2 everywhere. So we have x squared plus 4x plus y squared is equal to 5. Is equal to 5. Now for the first part, for x, our b over 2 square, our b is 4. But for the second y, for the y, b is 0. B is 0. So we are not going to bother that. So here we are going to have x, our b is 4, b is equal to 4. So you divide by 2, the answer is 2. So we are going to have x plus 2 squared plus y plus 0 squared is equal to 5. But remember, what we have done here, you need to add it on the other side. So 2 square is supposed to be added on the other side. So plus 2 square, which is 4. So x plus 2 square plus y plus 0 square is equal to 9. Now this one is in this form. X minus a square plus y minus b square is equal to 9. But remember, is equal to r squared. So 9 is r squared. Our center is, so center from here is -2, 0. Our r is the square root of 9. So r is equal to 3. Now we have the center, and we have, after that, now our center is -2, 0. Then you take your pair of compass, radius is 3, you measure 3 units, and then you draw, right? You draw, that's simple. The center, you stand at the center, you open 3 units, 1, 2, 3, that is our radius, then draw the circle, and you are done. Make x the subject of the formula. So since this is the square root, we remove the square root by squaring both sides. So you square this side and this side. So a squared will be equal to the, if you square here, the square root disappears. We will have 3 plus 2x over 5 minus 4x. To remove the square root, you square both sides. If it was the cube root, you cube both sides and you remove the cube root. If it is the fifth root, fourth root, is the same. Now let's move this denominator. Multiply both sides by the denominator. So we will have 5a squared minus 4a squared x is equal to 3 plus 2x. Like terms together. So 5a squared minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 4a squared x. So because we are making x the subject of the formula, you need to bring the terms with x together. The terms that contains the value of x, you need to put them together so that you can be able to solve it easily. The next step, x is the common factor here now. 5a squared minus 3 is equal to x into 2 plus 4a squared cross. Since we want x to be the subject, you divide by both sides by 2 plus 4a squared. Therefore, x is equal to 5a squared minus 3 over 2 plus 4a squared. And that is the final answer. Peter invested a certain amount of money in a financial institution at a compound interest of this compounded quarterly. At the end of the third year, it had amounted to this, and by the end of the 5th year, it had amounted to this. Find the rate of interest. So we start with the first 18, that is the amount. Remember the formula, amount is equal to principal 1 plus r over 100 raised to power n. That is the formula. So the first one is 10, 18. Amount, the first amount is 18,980. Principal we don't have. 1 plus r over 100 times 1 over 4. So this is going to be 400 times 1 over 4 raised to power n, and our n is 3 times 4. I'm doing this because it is compounded quarterly. When it is compounded quarterly or a half yearly, what you do inside the rate, it was supposed to be 1 r over 100, isn't it? So you multiply with if it is quarterly or a half, so you multiply 1 over 2, 1 over 4. So r times 1 over 4 ilikuwa 100, itakuwa 1 over 400. Then 4, you multiply that 4, in the denominator, you multiply with the n. Our n was 3 times 4, which is going to be 12. The second the second is 20, 530, which is equal to principal into 1 plus r over 100, but it is compounded quarterly, so a quarter for 1 of 4 times 100 is going to be 400. Then our n is the end of the 50, that is 5 times 4. So now we will have this expression. This one is going to be 12 and this one is going to be 20. So 20, 580, you divide by 18, 980 will be equal to principal 1 plus r over 400, 20, you divide by principal for this one. Plus r over 400 raised to power 12. So principal and principal here cancel out. But now you remember from indices, if we have p raised to power 20 divided by p raised to power 12, the base is the same, we are dividing, we need to subtract. So we take this 20 minus 12. The same thing, 1 plus r over this is the base, the power here is the bases are the same, you can see. So we are going to deal with the powers. 20, 580 divided by this, the answer is going to be 1.0817, which is equal to take one base, which is 1 plus r over 4, and then this 20 minus 12, because we are dealing with the powers, the bases are the same. It's going to be 8. Now to get r, you 8th root both sides, 8th root. So we get the 8th root of 1.0817. So this one cancels out. We get here as 1.0084 is equal to 1 plus r over 400. Like terms together, 0. Inakuja hapa na subtract, inabaki 0.08489 is equal to r over 400. You multiply 400 both sides, so you get that r is equal to 3.9, which is approximately equal to 4% per annum. Simplify the leaving the answer as this. So when you see this one, it is very simple. You take the conjugate of this, multiply with the numerator, take the conjugate of this and multiply with the numerator. Root 5, the conjugate here is 2, root 2 plus root 5 cross, plus the conjugate here is root 2 into the conjugate for this is 2. Subtract. Minus, the conjugate is minus because this is positive. Actually, this is like taking the LCM. What is the LCM of these two? It is this, this times this. So this goes here and this goes here. Over the LCM. What is the LCM? The LCM is 2. If you take it as LCM, it's going to be very simple. This way. So this is the conjugate of this, a normal way. So let's multiply 5, root 5 times root 2, we are going to have 2 root 10 plus root 5 times root 5, that is 5, plus root 2 times root 2, that is 4, square root of 4 is 2, 2 times 2, 4, minus root 10. Root 2 times root 5, the answer is root 10. For the denominator, you take the first term, that is 2 root 2, you square, minus the second term, root 5, you square. So root 2 root 10 minus this, is we are going to have root 10 remaining, plus this, 9. So this one, the denominator, you square everything. 2 square, that is 4, times 4 times 2, that is 8, minus 5. This is 8 minus 5. So we can rearrange this one, that is 9 plus root 10 over 3. Since we were told to leave it in the form of A, B, this one, then you can divide by individually. This 3, this is like 9 over 3 plus root 10 over 3. This is 3 plus 1 over 3 root 10. A chord WX and YZ intersect at Q. The second W is equal to 11. The second WQ is equal to 11. And XQ is equal to 6, while ZQ equal to 4. Calculate the length of the chord YZ. But remember, when we have this chord meeting this way, you should be able to know the formulas for each. So YZ, let me give it even Q, even K. So the distance from here up to here is K. So YZ, YQ multiply with ZQ will be equal to WQ multiply with XQ. Now get the distance from here up to here. It is K plus 4, which is 4K plus, or times, not K. From here up to here is 4 plus K. From here up to here is 4 plus K, then multiply with ZQ, which is 4, is equal to WQ is 11 times XQ, which is 6. This times this, that is 16 plus 4K equal to 66. K is equal to 50. So you divide by 4, So K is equal to 12.5. But K, we had given that is Y, Z. So which is equal to 12.5 centimeters. Now S is a tangent. Now we are going to use SQ and YQ to calculate the distance SQ. Since this is a tangent, we say that SQ square is equal to SQ squared will be equal to YQ multiply with ZQ. As simple as that. This one will be YQ, we know now. That is YQ. This is 12.5 plus 4, that is 16.5 times ZQ, which is 4, will be equal to SQ square. So SQ square will be equal this times this, that is 66. So to get SQ, we find the square root of 66. That is it. Vector Q has a magnitude of 7 and is parallel to vector P. Given that P is this, express vector Q in terms of IJK. So since we have the magnitude of Q and we have P, we can get the magnitude of P. So the magnitude of P is going to be the square root of 3 square plus negative 1 squared plus, this is 3 over 2 squared. This is going to be the same as 49 over 4. So the magnitude of P is actually 3.5. Now we have the magnitude of P as 3.5, but the magnitude of Q is 7. But we know that if two vectors are parallel, one must be expressed in terms of the other. So one could be twice or thrice of the other. So you can clearly see that two P, vector P is equal to Q. Vector Q. Because if we have a constant K, meaning that Q divided by P, that is 7 divided by 3.5, and the answer is 2. So our K, the constant, is twice. So that's why I've said, from the look of things, is that P is twice Q. P is twice, no, Q is twice P. So we were asked to express Q in terms of IJK, and we see that Q is twice P. Q is twice P. So that is 2 into 3I minus J plus 3 over 2K. And that is 6I minus 2J plus 3K. And that is vector Q. Solve for x in this. So 3 over 2x equal to sine inverse 0.85. Let's get the angle. So 3 over 2x equal to 58.21. So our angle is this one, and we are using acts. So our angles are found in the first quadrant and the second quadrant where the sign is positive only. So when A58 is found inside here, so we can get the value of x. So this is 3 over 2x, 58.21 times 2 divided by 3. So x will be equal to 38.81. That is our first value of x. The second one will be here, which is the second quadrant. It is 18 minus the x, the value we got first. So 180 minus 58.21, and that is 121.79. So we say 3 over 2x equal to 121.79. So times 2 divided by 3 will give us x, and that is 81.19 degrees. So we have finished here, but we see the range was to 360, so we need to go. The second one, the third will go to, this is negative, so we come here. How do you get an angle after going 360? It is 360 plus 58.21. That one will give us 418.21. So 3 over 2x is equal to 418 to 1. Multiply times 2 divided by 3. That one will give us x, which is 278.81. So you can clearly see that if you go to the next one, it is going to be beyond 360. Therefore, the values of x are equal to 38.81 degrees, 81.19 degrees, and 278.81 degrees. Find the value of k in which the matrix this is singular. If the matrix is singular, then the determinant is equal to 0. A singular matrix is a matrix whose determinant is 0. So let's get the determinant. 2k times k minus 1 into k plus 3, the answer is 0. So 2k squared minus k minus 3, the answer is 0. Now we can solve this and get the value of k. Using factor method form 2, we can see that 2k squared, we can see the product is 6, negative 6, and the sum is negative 1. So we can use 2 and 3. That's minus 3k plus 2k minus 3 is equal to 0. Group them. The common factor here is k, so k into 2k minus 3 into plus 1 into 2k minus 3. You can use the quadratic formula as well to get the value of k. Plus 1, 2k minus 3, the answer is 0. So from here, k is equal to 1 or 2k minus 3 is equal to 0, meaning that 2k equal to 3 over 2 over 2. So k equal to 1.5. So k is 1.5 or 1, and that is the value you are supposed to obtain. Evaluate the following expression without using a mathematical table or a calculator. Without using mathematical, so this is log 3, this is the same as log base 10 4 raised to power 3 plus, you bring this here, log base 10 125 minus log base 10 2 raised to power 3. That is the first law we need to understand. But when it is addition means multiplication, the common factor is log. So log base 10 is the common factor, which is 4 raised to power 3 times 125 cross divided by minus means division. We divide 8. 8 is 2 raised to power 3 is 8. This is the same as log base 10 into, this is 64 times 125 over 8. But we know this one here, 8 here. So this is the same as log base 10 into, this times this is 1,000. Log base 10, 10 raised to power 3. We know 1,000 is the same as 10 raised to power 3. Bring this power back here, that is 3 log 10, 10. So log 10, 10, the answer is 1. That is 3 times 1, and the answer is 3. So by so doing, you have solved without using a calculator. The quantities of PQ are such that P varies directly as the square of Q, inversely as the square root of R. So first, P is directly as the square of Q and the square root of R. Now remove this sign of proportionality. P is equal to K Q square over the R. So when P is 24, Q is 2, R is this. Now we can get the value of K. 24 is equal to K. Q is 2, that is 2 squared over the square root of 9. So 24 is equal to 4K over 3 times 3 times 3. 72 is equal to 4K divided by 4 divided by 4. It means that K equal to 18. Now the equation connecting PQ is when you include the value of K. So P is equal to 18 Q squared over the square root of R. And that is the equation connecting the 3 variables. Find P when Q is this. So P is equal to K, which is 18, times Q. Our Q here is 5, that is 5 square, square root of 36. That is 18 times 25 divided by 6. 1 here, 3, and that is 75. That is 75. This year we are expecting this question. This question must be there. So you need to prepare very well in this question. So when you are given this one, it is a very simple 10 marks, very free. So you just for, like we have been given negative cos x. X, the values of x are start 0, 36. So you need simply to bring your calculator and substitute the number there. So what you need to do, you say negative cos x. When x is 0, you just write 0. I don't know whether it is visible. So what is the answer? Negative 1. And that is what you have been given. So if it is 30, you simply write 30. What is the answer? Negative 8 0.66. So this one should be negative 0.87. Why did I use 7? When you look at some point, they are giving 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place. So you can simply give to 1 decimal place. This is the same as negative 0.9. As you are going to draw this graph, you will use 1 decimal place. So you will round off this to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. So after drawing, you will have something of this kind. After filling this one, 3 marks for 2 marks using your calculator. If it is this one, sine x minus 30, it is, you write the way it is in the bracket. You say sine, open bracket, right? X, our first x is 0. Just write 0. Then minus 30, the way it is here. Close the bracket. Close the bracket and press equal sign. The answer is negative 0.5. Negative 0.5. So you do the same to the end. Why would you miss these 2 marks? After that, plot your graph. Remember to write it. If this is the graph for sine, for example, this graph here, remember to write this graph is for sine what? That is what we call labeling. Like this, you label and say, this one, this is beginning from negative 5. This is for sine into x minus 30. This graph here is for negative cos x. That is labeling. Remember to label that for you to score all of the 5 marks. Now the question part is where students get a problem. Use your graph to solve x, sine x minus 30 plus this is equal to 0. This is an equation. This is actually the same as this. Look at this. This is the things we were given. Sine negative x minus that. Negative cos x. Those are the things we have here. So let me rearrange this. If I rearrange this one, we will have sine, open bracket, x minus 30 is equal to, if I take this one to the other side, it becomes negative cos x. So in other words, they are telling you to find the values where this graph, curve, and these are equal. Equal means where they meet. So these 2 graphs are meeting at this point. You read here, which is 150. 150. They are meeting at 150, x, when x is 150. And also they are meeting when x is 330. So those are the things you simply need to write and get 3 marks free of charge. So trigonometric 3, a must is here. Look at that carefully. Another question is longitude and latitude. Prepare very well on that. Longitude and latitude. For this one, I will give you the marking scheme to try. The angle difference is 90 because here it is along the great circle. You can see it is 17 east, 17 east, so it is along the great circle. We move from 30 degrees from south to 0 degrees and then 0 to 60. So 60 plus this, that is 90 degrees. That is the angle difference. If the distance is in nautical miles, remember not around the great circle, because we have said it is around the great circle. Remember this is P. PQ along the great circle, along the longitude, great circle. So how do you calculate the distance around the great circle? It is theta times 60. Our theta is 90. 90 times 60, that is 254. That is 54 nautical miles. It is as simple as that. The position of R. Now, when you read here, it then moved at an average speed towards to ours, westwards to the R. So after reaching Q, it went to R. It is important that you sketch. You sketch and try. Can you try this one? And in case you have any problem, you can always consult. If you are a good 3D, you can as well try 3D. It's a very simple one. If you understand SOHCAHTOA, you understand some Form 2 knowledge, it is a very simple one. You can try this. This year statistics is a must. Statistics is a must. Maybe you will be asked to draw the OGIF, and whichever way it is going to come, whenever you are given to use assumed mean, please make sure you use that assumed mean that you have been given. This one you have been asked to find the variance, then the standard deviation. Make sure you use the standard, the assumed mean provided. Do not use your own, otherwise you get 0. So I know you know how to calculate the variance, the standard deviation. I've given you the marking scheme so that you can try at your own time. But let me show you how to confirm your answer. Now that you have obtained this, because you need to be sure, you must be sure of what you are doing. Your answer is, the standard deviation is this, and the variance is this. So to be sure, I want to show you how to use the calculator and confirm your answer. First, come to your calculator, change the mode, come to mode, press mode, and then press 2 for SD. Press 2 for SD. After you have done that, now we have turned to statistics mode. So here we have our X, our midpoint. So we are going to use the midpoint and the frequency. So the first midpoint is 47. So write 47, then shift this comma here. This comma here, which is next to M plus. Put that and then put the frequency. Then plus M plus. Next, 52. 52, shift, comma, frequency 9, M plus. Next, 57. 57, shift, comma, frequency, which is 13, M plus. Don't forget to, M plus is you are adding it to the memory. Next is 62, shift, comma, 15. The frequency is 15, M plus. The next is 67, 67, shift, comma, 5, M plus. 74, 72 next, 72, 72, shift, comma, 4, M plus. Then finally 77, shift, comma, 1, M plus. You see the total is 50, as the total here frequency is 50. Having done that, now you can AC, you can remove that. So to confirm the standard deviation, for the standard deviation, press shift 2, shift and 2. So it gives you this. The first one is the mean. This is the standard deviation. Leave around the third one, number 3. So the 2 is for standard deviation, 1 is for the mean. So to get the mean, To confirm that your mean score is correct, press 1, then equal sign. 59.6. You can see here the mean is 59.6, right? Now let's confirm that your answer is correct for the standard deviation. Standard deviation, erase this here, AC, come to shift, then 2, shift 2. The middle one is standard deviation, so press 2 is true, then equal, 2, then equal, and the answer is 6.7.8 this. That is our standard deviation, and that is the standard deviation we have here. We know that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So to get the variance, you square the standard deviation. So if I square this, if you square this, the answer is the variance. The variance is 47.24, which is 47.25. You see? Now that's how you confirm that you have done the correct thing in statistics. Sequence and the series, a must. That is a must. That topic is never misses in paper 2. So make sure you are very conversant with this topic. The table below shows the length in centimeters of plant of a particular species of tomato. You can see the table. We have been given the length, that is the class, frequency, 12, 14, 24, like that. Using 69 as the assumed mean, calculate the mean. So we are using 169. This time round, they have drawn the table for you. So it is very going to be easy. The table is okay. So let us get the midpoint. To get the midpoint, you add 152 plus 156, and then you divide by 2. That one will give 154. So 154, because you can see the class interval is 10. Is it the 10? We can find out. You count like this. We start with 52, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So you can see the class interval is 5. So we are going to add 5 to kienda chini. So plus 5 is 159, plus 5, 164, plus 5, 169, plus 5, 174, plus 5, 179. So once you have confirmed that the class interval, the class is the same, then you just add
as you move on. Then t is equal x minus, this is our x minus 169. So the first one will be negative 15. So the next one will be negative 10, obvious, because the class interval is 5. The next one is negative 5. Once you have done one, the others you need just to add and continue like that, right? The next one is the frequency. The frequency you copy here. This is 12, 14, 24, 15, 8, and 7. Because we are required to find the upper quantile, the lower quantile will be this there, then you must have the cumulative frequency. The median, we need the median, then you must have the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency. So the cumulative frequency, you start with the first frequency, which is 12, and then 12, you add the second frequency. So 12 plus this is going to be 26. 26 plus 24 is 50. 50 plus is going to be 65. 65 plus 8 is 73. 73 plus this is going to be 80. So the total cumulative frequency should be the same as the total number of branches. Total frequency should be the same. That one be sure, right? The next, ft. We have our t and we have f. So we multiply t times f. 12 times 15, you get negative 180. This one is negative 140, 140, negative 140, negative 120. T times f is negative 120, and then 0, because t times f here is 0, and then 5 times this is 40, this times this is 70. Ft square, so you square t, so t square is 255, 255 times frequency, that is 2700. So you do like that using your calculator to save time. Fine. So now we need to get the summation. So we have summation ft square. Summation ft square ni kuongeza hizi zote mpaka hapa. Hiyo itakupea 56,600. Summation ft itakuwa ni negative 330. Then we have summation f, hiyo ni 80. Summation f, hiyo ni 80. That is all we need. Now let's go to answer the question using this the mean. Kumbuka, we have used assumed mean, therefore now the mean is given by A, standing for the assumed mean, plus summation ft, we divide the summation f. That one will give us, so our A was 169, the assumed mean, plus summation, which is negative 330. You divide by the total, which is 80. So this one will give us 169 minus, because a negative, if you divide by negative times positive is negative, minus 4.125, and the answer for the mean is going to be 164.875. Right? Very good. The median. How do you calculate the median? You know the formula. Median, L is equal to, L, not median, is equal to L plus, you open bracket, N over 2 minus C, you close the bracket, I over F. What is L? Lower limit in the median class. N is the total frequency, you divide by 2. So first, we need to know where our N is. So you start somewhere here, and you write that 80 is 80. So divided by 2, so it is 40. So our median class is 40. So you come to the cumulative frequency, you check for the cumulative frequency where we have the cumulative frequency 40. now we don't have 40. You see that? Since we don't have 40, that meaning that our median class lies between 50, 40 and 50. So it is here. So you come, our median class is 162, 169, 166. Then the lower limit in this class, median class, is 161, right? 0.5, 161.5. So that's the lower limit. So that's our L is 161.5 plus, you open bracket, N is 80. 80 divided by 2 is 40 minus C. What is C? C is the cumulative frequency above. So our median class, tumesema ni hii. This is our median class. This is our median class. So the cumulative frequency above our median class ni 26. Hiyo ndio inaitwa C, which is 26. You close the bracket, divide by F. F is the median in that class. Median in that class. The median in that class is, the class is here. The median, the frequency, sorry, the frequency in the class is 24. So you divide by 24, and then times I. I is the class interval. Our class interval require 5 times 5. So then now this is 161.5 plus, you do this, you divide by this, and then times 5, you get the answer as 2.9167, and then now the median is 164.42, and that is our median, 164.42. The upper quantile. The upper quantile, we have the lower quantile Q. We have Q3 and Q1. Q2 is the median, ndio hii tumefanya. Q2 is the median, tumefanya. Q1 is the lower quantile. Q3 is the upper quantile. So the upper quantile is gotten by 3/4n. Median ndio tumefanya 1/2n. The lower quantile is 1/4n. So tumeambiwa upper quantile. So upper quantile will be 3/4 times n our 80. So this goes here once, here twice, 20. So it is going to be 60. So 60 is our, this one, the frequency, where the cumulative frequency is 60, will give us the upper quantile class. So we come here, so it is 60. We look at 60. Where do we have 60 here in the cumulative frequency? Where we have 60, that's where we are. So you can see we don't have 60, but 60 lies between 50 and 65. So it is in this class. So this is Q3. This was Q2. Q2 is the median. So Q3 is found in this class. So the class interval, not the class interval, but the median, the quantile class is 169, 171. Tuko pamoja? Yes. So what now? What the formula is the same as this one. So we are going to have L plus, not now n, but 3/4n minus C over frequency times I, right? Tofauti ni kwamba the upper quantile inapatikana kwa 3/4n, median inapatikana kwa 1/2n, and the lower inapatikana kwa 1/4n. Sawa? Therefore now we continue. Our L, we come here, so ours is found in 60. Tunakuja kwa table, tunaenda mahali kuna 60 kwa cumulative frequency, 60 iko kwa 65. Kwa hivyo unarudi hapa. So our lower lower limit is 166.5. So our L is 166.5. Then plus 3/4 times 80 minus, actually this one is 60, minus the C. Our C, our class is here. C is the above, the cumulative frequency above the class. Cumulative, our class is here Q3, above ni 50. You subtract 50 and then divide by the cumulative the frequency in that class. The frequency in the class is 15. The frequency in the class is 15. Then times I is 5. I is the class interval. So this one is 66.5 plus this is 60 minus 5 minus 50 is 10 over 15 times 5. And this one will give us 166.5. We add 3 point, it is going to be 3.333, and the answer is 169.83. And that is the upper quantile, right? Very good. So the next thing is to calculate the standard deviation. How do you calculate the standard deviation? So to get the standard deviation, first we must get the variance. So variance is given by summation ft square minus summation ft over summation f, everything here, squared. That one will give us the variance. But we know the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So once we have the variance, we can get the standard deviation. So here, let us substitute. We had the summation t square is here. Summation t square is here. That is 5600 divided by 8 minus summation ft. We have negative 33 divided by 80, then squared. So this one is going to give us, if you do this, it's going to be 70 minus 17.1015. So you simply need to press your calculator. You see this one is negative. You just put it like this. Negative. You open the bracket. Negative 330. Sorry, 0 over 80. You close the bracket. Then square. You get it is 17 point this. That's why we have decimals here. Yes. So just put it like that. And this one is going to be 52.98. So the variance is 52 point that. But tunajua standard deviation is equal to the square root of variance. So standard deviation is equal to the square root of 52.98, and that is 7.279, and that is it. Now I want to show you how to use the calculator to get the standard deviation, the mean, to confirm. So this is our calculator and this is our data. You come here. In our calculator, make sure your calc is in the SD mode. So how do you put in SD mode? Come onto the mode. You can press mode. Then we have SD. Press 2 to activate the mode SD. You come here, press 2. You press 2. Now you have activated the mode SD. Are you seeing? Make sure your calculator is written up there SD. Now our calculator is in statistics mode. So we are going to use the X and the frequency only. So the first X is 154. You press 154, shift, and then this comma here. The comma which is here imepotea, lakini kuna comma inakoanga hapa. Ukifinya ambayo inaleta hii comma. Sasa kunaona hiyo iko hapa karibu na hii M. Hii M plus nyuma yake ndio hiyo imepotea, but you can see what I'm doing. And then you put the frequency in that. So the frequency is 12. Once you have done that, you plus n plus means you add it to the memory. So n is equal to 12. That means the first frequency. You repeat the same up to the end. So next is 154, 159, shift, comma, you put the frequency. The frequency is 14. You plus. Yes. You go to the after 26. You go to next. You write the one next is 164. Shift, comma, you put the frequency 24. The frequency is 24. You add it to the memory. Next is 169. Shift, comma, the frequency is 15. You add it to the memory. Next is 174. 174. Shift, comma, this comma here, and then the frequency is 8. You add it to the memory. Then lastly is 179. Shift, comma, the frequency is 7. You add to the memory, and then you add to the memory. You see, after finishing, the total frequency should be 80, and it should be 80. It should match. That means you have entered the correct data. In case you enter wrong data, you need to reset the whole thing and then go to SD. Don't repeat without resetting because it will add it to the memory. You reset. That is the important information. So next now, we can now check our. So you press shift, and then 1 gives you summation x square. That one, wakati hatujatumia mean, tungefinya hapa tuweke equal, inatupea the total. But hatukutumia hiyo, so there's no need there. So 1, 2. So the first n gives us the total frequencies. If you place 3 and 3, and then equal sign, it should give you 80. Next, shift 1 again. X, summation x, wakati hatujatumia mean, if you press 2, itakupea summation x. So ukiongeza hizi zote 154 hizi zote, it will give you that summation x. This summation x times frequency, yes. Yeah. Now next, my interest is here. Shift 2. This one, the first one is the mean. Oh, inaendelea. So this is the mean. The first one is the mean. So if you press 1 equal sign, it will give you 164.87, and that is what we had. 164.875, and that is what we have here. Next, we want to check for the standard deviation. Press 1, press shift, and then 2. This, the second one, is the standard deviation we want. You press 2 equal sign, and it gives you 7.27, and that is what we add here. That's what we have here, 7 point this. So you compare, it is the same, 7 point that. Thank you. That's how you use a calculator to confirm your workings. Three quantities. Welcome to this lesson. Subscribe, share to as many friends as you can. Three quantities P, Q, R are such that P varies directly as the square of Q and inversely as the square root of R. Given that P is equal to 20 when Q is equal to 5 and R is equal to 9, find P when Q is equal to 7 and R is equal to 10. For marks, this is a paper 2 question. So this year, expect this kind of question. Expect a question from variation formula and the variation, that one expect. So let's see. We have how many types of variations? We have partial variation, we have direct variation, we have indirect, which we call inverse variation. So you need to see which one is which. Which one is this? Is this direct, combined, direct and inverse, partial? So you need to know all of this. So three quantities PQ are such that P varies directly. So if P varies directly and P is directly inverse, varies directly as the square of Q. So directly as the square of Q. So Q square. Because that's a direct inverse. The direct variation. Direct variation. And inversely is 1 over that, and inversely at the square root of r. So inversely over 1 over the square root of r. So that is what we need. Now let us remove the sign of proportionality by introducing a constant k. So P is equal, when we introduce a constant k, we remove the sign of proportionality. So k, q2 square divided by the square root of r. Very good. So now the next thing is to find the value of k when p is 20, when q is 5, and r is equal to 9. So when p is 20, q will be 5 squared divided by the square root of 9. So that means that 20 is equal to 25k. We divide by 3. The square root of 9 is 3. Now we multiply both sides by 3 times 3 times 3. So 60 is equal to 25k divided by 25 divided by 25. So k is equal to 2.4. So our k is 2.4. Now let us find p when q is 7. Now that we have k, now we are going to just substitute on the formula. Now what will be p when? So p will be k, which is 2.4, times q will be 7 times 7 squared. We divide by the square root of 25. Yes. Now this one is 117.6. We divide by 5. And the b will be 23.52. 23.52. As simple as that, you get your 4 marks. If you have a problem in variation, tafadhali revise. Go back to Form 3 and revise. It's a very important topic. If Q is increased by, Q increased by 20% and R decreased by 36%, find the percentage change in P. Find the percentage change in P. Percentage change. So to get the percentage change, we know, now let us give this one as P1 is equal to K Q square over the square root of R. That's our Q, our P1. So we will have now our P2, which is going to be K Q square, we can give it a 2 over square root R2. So this one is going to be the second after increase. So after increase, we are going to have P2. Before increase is P1, right? So you can even put 1 here to indicate that this is 1, because the constant will be the constant, doesn't change. Now let us increase. So P2 is going to be we are going to increase p by 20. When you increase, initially it is 100%, so it is going to be now 120. So we are going to have 120 over 100 k q square 2. We divide by the square root. This one was decreased by 36%. So when you decrease by 36%, that is 100 minus 36, that is 64 over 100. So we are going to have 64 over 100 R2. Yes, that's what we are going to have. So next, let's make this divided by this, so we are going to have P 2 is equal to, this is 1.2 divided by times 1.2 k q22 over the square root of this is going to be 0.8. This is 0.64, the square root taken is 0.8 square root r 2. So divide by the numbers, just divide the numbers, so it means, let me go to the side. So remember q was squared, therefore whatever answer we are going to get here should be squared. So what we have here is squared. Tafadhali remember that, because this q was squared, so when it is going to be squared, the answer here is going to be squared. So this is one, P2 is equal to 1.44. If you divide by that one, k q2 k q square 2 over r2 over 8, 0.8. So P2, you divide by this, 1.44 divided by 0.8, you get 1.8 k q22 divided by root r2. Remember, it was squared, you must remember to square. Please don't forget that. Now what we have is P2, but how do you get the percentage? So percentage, increase or decrease, is equal to P1, the original, minus P2 divided by P1 times 100. That one gives us the percentage in decrease or decrease. So percentage now increase is equal to 1, because here is 1, the coefficient here is 1. For P1, the coefficient is 1. Here, the coefficient is 1.8. Minus 1.8 divided by 1 times 100. So you find that this one is negative 0.8 times 100. So when it is negative, it means it was a decrease. When it is negative, it means it was a decrease. So we are going to have now a 0.8 times 100. And that one will give you 8%. So because it was negative, then you say a decrease of 80%. A decrease of 8%. You don't write negative 180. No, you write it as a decrease. Write down the first 5 terms of an expansion in this one. The first times when you expand, let us expand this one. You start with the first term. So it's going to be 1 raised to power 5. And then the second term, you open bracket, x over 5 over 3 raised to power 0. Then second, because it is subtraction, tunaanza na positive minus, positive minus, positive minus as it moves on. So we are going to have 1 raised to power 4 now. The first term decreases to the right. The second term increases to the right. So tunaanza 0, inaanza 5. 4, so the second term will be x over 3 raised to power 1 plus negative wakati iko minus. 1 raised to power 3 x over 3 raised to power 2 minus 1 raised to power 2 x over 3 raised to power 3 to the first 5. 1 1 2 3 4, the first 5. This is the last one, the first 5. X 3 raised to power 4. These are the first 5. We need to follow instructions as we were asked to. Write down the first 5 terms, the first 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Then from there, anything raised to power 0 is 1. So this is going to be 1 minus x over 3 plus x square over 9. When you square x, this squares this, this squares this. Then minus the cube of x cube divided by 27, because this a cube of 3 is 27. The cube of x is that plus. This is x cube, then plus x raised to power 4 over 81. 3 raised to power 4 is 81. Now the next thing is to put the coefficients of 2 power 5. The coefficients of power 5. The coefficients are 1, 5. Yes, 1, 5. 10, 10, 5, and 1. So here we are. The final now expansion is 1 minus 5x over 3. 5x over 3 plus 10x squared over 9 minus 10x cubed over 27 plus 5x raised to power 4 over 81, and that is the expansion. Now use the expansion. Using the first 3 terms of the expansion, find the value of this to this. So we are going to use this expansion to solve this, but first we need to get to know what this means. This one is actually this, so what it means that 1.01 raised to power 5 is equal to 1 minus x over 3 raised to power 5. So because we are going to use this expansion to solve this, then they are related. The simple way to do this, we want the value of x. The power and the power, they are 5. So cancel them out. So you cancel them out. So we remain with 1.01 is equal to 1 minus x over 3. Then like terms together. Bring 1 this side. So 1.01 minus 1 is equal to minus x over 3. First, so what we are going to mean here is 0.1 is equal to negative x over 3. We want x times 3 times 3. So 0.3 is equal to negative x. We don't have negative x. We don't want negative x. Is it 0.0? Oh, it is 0.0. Sorry, 0.01. So this one is going to be 0.03. This is 0, yeah. So we don't want negative the x. We want x. So you divide by negative process. So x is equal to negative 0.03. 0.03 is the negative is our value of x. Now what we do, we substitute this on this equation for the first 3. First 3 in 1, 2, 3. So it is 1 minus 5 into negative 0.03 cross, we divide by 3 plus 10 into negative 0.03 cross, divided by 9. The first time 1, 2, 3, tumemaliza the first 1, 2, 3 because tumeambiwa hivyo. We have been asked to use the first 3 times. You don't need to do otherwise. So when you mark, this one is going to be 1 minus this negative, this negative is going to be positive. So finally utapata hapa ni 0.05 plus 0.001 This one is 1, this is this, and this is this. Then you were asked the first digit to 4 decimal places. 4 decimal places. So you add that and you find it is 1.0510. 4 decimal places, 1, 1, 2, 3. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you add a 0 to make sure it is 4 decimal places. And that is after you are finished, you need to check whether your expansion was okay, whether your answer is fine. What do? You bring your calculator. Where is my calculator? It's here. Then you confirm that actually 1.01 raised to power 5, the answer is this. You need to confirm and mark yourself before you are going to be marked for. So you put your calculator there and then press 1.01 raised to power 5. And then you confirm that you have done the right thing. Right? Very good.